What's up, new players? I'm the Grinch. Welcome back. This is going to be part 5 of my new player series where we go over commanders. So, commanders have three basic types. The first one is walker, which is annotated by the blue color. Second one is infantry, which is annotated by the green color. And the last one is airship, which is annotated by the red color. So, commanders have levels. As you can see, all of my commanders on this screen are level 60. 60 is the maximum that you can have. Note that if you're going to attack a capital, the minimum level that you are going to need is level 29. And the warp gate affects what level your commanders can be at maximum, as well as how many commander slots you have available. The maximum commander slots you have are 5. As you upgrade the warp gate, you will get more slots. Also, as you upgrade your commander level, you will get more energy, which is at the bottom. It, as you can see, says EN, and 16 of 16, that is the maximum amount of energy. It'll take you energy to attack different arcs, tiles, whatever it may be, it's going to cost you energy. Commanders also come in ranks. These ranks are D, C, B, A, and S. D is typically the lowest level or the lowest ranked. They're typically considered not as good. Then an S class, which is the highest you can possibly get. S classes are typically considered the best. However, this is not exactly true when it comes to this game. There are D and C commanders that are just as good, if not better, than S class commanders. There are B commanders that are better than A, and there are A commanders that are better than B, C, or even S. It all depends on the commander, what gear you have, what research you have available, and how you're trying to use them. Each commander will have 3 skills. You will have a first skill, a second skill, a third skill. Now, the third skill is going to be the same for each class. So if we look at walkers, each third skill is an awakening skill. For walkers, you have a chance to trigger before action, attacks 1 row of enemies. Each of these requires S class. We jump to infantry. Infantry triggered before actions attack 1 column of enemies. This is the same for all infantry. Airship has Airship Awakening, which is triggered before actions, attacks all enemies except for the target. Each commander also has a 4th skill. The 4th skill is a plug-in skill. In order to unlock the plug-in skill, you will need an injector. An injector will cost you shiny metals. So, what are commanders? Commanders are how you actually interact with different players, PvP and PvE content. You have to have a commander attack or defend something, and your troops are attached to that commander. There are 2 main types of commanders. Those are attack and defense. Based on those 2 types, there are 2 subsets. The subsets are a main commander and a utility commander. A main commander is a commander that you would put very high leadership on. A utility commander is a commander that you can use and get good results on, whether you have 2, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 leadership. They do not need a lot of leadership. So what is leadership? The basics of leadership is how many troops that you can hold. I will have a standalone video that will be in the next part, part 6, where I go over magazine farming and leadership. But leadership is this number right there. Leadership affects how many troops that you can hold as you are attacking or defending. You gain leadership by using magazine racks. You can either use them on the slow mode, which is single or times 10. You can also use them on the fast mode, which is 10,000 or 100 times. I will be going over a more in-depth guide on gear, but the basics of gear is every commander will have one jewelry slot, two weapon slots, one chest slot, and one pants slot. They will also have an AI slot. Most commanders have more than one skin. If they do, you can select the shirt icon. You can see any skins they have available. If you click the eye icon, you can see their default skin, and you can see any custom skins. So how do you actually get commanders? Well, the most typical way and the easiest and most consistent way is the warp gate. So let's jump over to the warp gate right now. You can get commanders from the warp gate. Every 24 hours at the server reset time, you will get a free release. After that, you can release one. I do not recommend you ever do this. Save these tokens. You can also release at the warp gate a release 10, which are denoted by tokens because I have them. If I did not have them, it would cost me gold. I also recommend that you never do this as well. There are targeted release events where typically you get better commanders and at least better rewards. If you look to the left, we have convert into awakened materials. What this means is if you have this unchecked, when you release a commander, if you already have that commander and they are at S class, you will simply gain more tokens for them. However, if you have it checked and you already have them at S class, you will receive awakening materials. Awakening materials vary from C to B, as well as A to S. You've got infantry, walker, and airship. Use these to awaken your commanders. Let's jump back over to the commander screen. Now when I say awaken, I mean the third skill. Even if this was unlocked, which it's not, it would look exactly like the first and second skill. It would just be a basic icon. It would not be awakened. Now that we've jumped over to Vega, who I actually have awakened, there will be what looks like a pink or purple border surrounding the skill. That means that the skill has been awakened. When you awaken one of these skills, the percentages will actually increase. When it comes to the awakening, you can auto-awaken or you can manually do it. There will also be a cost associated to each awakening. Each awakening will last 24 hours, and you will have a particular stat that is associated to the awakening. If I manually awaken, you can see that the awakened time switched to 24 hours, and the stat that I have awakened has changed to total resistance weaken. Now these stats have a maximum of 600%. If you have total resistance weaken, and I don't want total resistance to weaken, I can click awaken again. And I randomly got total resistance weaken another time. Please note that because I do not have it at maxed, every time I awaken, the percentage will increase a little bit. Let me do it one more time. And now we've got dodge at 481.7%. The stats that you can receive on awaken are dodge, resistance weaken, crit wither, and defense. You can also obtain commanders via class cards. Class cards come in D, C, B, and A. The only way to get an S-class commander that is a native S-class commander is by releasing them for specific events or obtaining the medals through events. Once you've obtained 60, you can release them. Each commander also has passive stats. If we look at the passive stats, now each class, you will swap that specific class type. So for example, I selected Vega, which is airship, If you have infantry or walker, substitute the name airship for those. Now, when you have a D commander, you can wait until you have the medals to release them. If you do not have the medals to release them, you can do so here. I have jumped over to Ira. So if we look at Ira, the green denotes C commander. She's currently an A commander, so all of these are maxed. B is B commander. This little purple is A commander. And then this orange is S class. So I don't have enough medals to make Ira an S class, but I do have excess medals. So as you can see, the A class stats are fully maxed out. However, the S class are not. Now, in order to increase a commander to S class, you can have all of their medals all at once. Click release and they will jump to S class. But if you want to have a little bit better stats on your commander and they're either C, B, or A, and you don't have the medals for it, you can release their stats to get slightly better. So let me click on attack. Confirm. Now it's level 1. I click on it a second time and confirm. Now it's maxed. As you can see, my medals have changed from 240 to 120. It costs the commander 480 medals total to go from A class to S class. If I convert all of those medals to attack, dodge, accuracy, and strength and weaken, that will be 480 total medals, and that will convert me up to S class. Please note that when you are looking at your stats of your commander, these stats are not added at this time, so you'll have to just remember what your additional stats are. We've also got the simulated battle. Let's go over that really quick. So you can choose different commanders. Any commander that you choose that you have will be automatically upgraded to S class, as well as all of their skills maxed. If you select their plugin, that will be maxed. You can also select any awakening if you choose to. If you select an awakening, you can select different percentages. They only go 0, 200, 400, and 600. You can select the gear that they're going to use. Note that the gear you have to have and it's not maxed. You can also select your bot. Your bot you have to actually have. You can see the stats on your gear if you click the eye. If you click the chest piece little icon, you can select different gear. And then you can select the different slots, input your troops, and then challenge. This is a good way to test out commanders with different plugins, gear, awakening, and troop setup. I appreciate you all taking the time to check out this video. I hope this gives you a better understanding of commanders and how they work. Like I said previously, please check out my next video where I go over magazine farming and leadership. If you feel so inclined, give me a like and subscribe. You can also comment any questions, or if you just want to talk to me. Until the next video, I'm the Grinch. I'm out.